The United States is surging military support for Israel in the aftermath of the unprecedented Hamas-led attack that has claimed more than 900 lives. The subsequent military bombardment of Gaza is also meting out a heavy toll, with over 700 Palestinians killed after Israel ordered a full-scale siege of the enclave. The overnight statement from key Western powers reinforces the view that Israel has the right to defend itself, arguing that actions of Hamas had no justification and no legitimacy, with calls for the group to be universally condemned. This joint press conference between the leaders of France and Germany following the joint statement.
Emmanuel and I participated in a discussion yesterday evening with U.S. President Joe Biden, Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni, and British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak. We all agreed that we condemn in the strongest possible terms the barbaric attacks by the terrorists on innocent Israeli civilians. We stand jointly on the side with Israel.
Washington has already said it would be rapidly providing Israeli defense forces with additional equipment and resources, including munitions, as the Navy's newest and most advanced aircraft carrier moves into the region.
The U.S. is supporting Israel in the near term, as invariably it does. The question is, as we get several weeks into this, what are we really trying to do? There will be civilian casualties. There will be signs that it's time for some sort of diplomacy to take place. I think we've seen this play out before. The Israelis feel they have a window. The Americans want to give the Israelis a window. They're very sympathetic to the Israeli need to strike, but they also feel that the longer term, the disengagement is just as important a piece of it. And in some ways, it's helpful to the Israelis to say, well, we want to go further, but the Americans are holding us back. I think that's often been an element of Israeli politics.
As concerns grow that Israel is setting the stage for a ground assault in Gaza, risking fighting in close quarters in the densely populated enclave that has already seen more than 200,000 people displaced, with food, fuel, electricity and water cut off.
We haven't really seen Israel with very long sustained campaigns into Gaza, partly because they don't want to reoccupy Gaza, partly because you run out of targets, and partly because the question is, what are you really trying to do? Certainly there will be criticisms, critiques over time on the Israeli side in the weeks to come. I don't think you have that in the near term. In the near term, it's fighting to both beat back Hamas, to destroy Hamas infrastructure, and to recover the Israelis who reportedly have been captured. And that itself could take weeks or months.
The joint statement from Western powers also recognized the legitimate aspirations of the Palestinian people and expressed support for equal measures of justice and freedom for Israelis and Palestinians alike. All this as the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights issued an urgent plea to all states with influence to take steps to defuse the powder keg situation in the region, with Volker Turk stressing that international humanitarian and human rights law must be respected in all circumstances. His office warned that civilians should never be used as bargaining chips in a reference to those Israelis taken hostage by Hamas, while it rejected the imposition of seizures that endanger the lives of civilians by depriving them of goods essential to their survival, as running counter to the prescripts of international humanitarian law. Sherwin Bryceby's SABC News, New York.